here's my jig for holding the handguard material as it gets milled. So this is a positive stop, so I can move my 0 to 2,5, and it'll put my 0 right at the beginning in the center, and I can map out all of my cuts. And I have a hold down at each end so that I can keep it steady while we do the work, and this was just to verify my centers. I'll take it off and show y'all what it looks like without the carbon fiber held in it. So basically it's just threaded inserts for the hold downs, and then it's got the shape of the carbon fiber in profile. In all honesty, well, first and foremost, if you were to have to make this without a CNC, you could easily use a dado bit on a table saw, or just a lot of passes with a normal bit or blade to make the bottom section, and then you could set it at a 45 degree and cut your sides, as long as you didn't want this flat section at the edge. In all honesty, for the purposes of just clamping this and keeping it sturdy, I really actually don't think you need the flat part here at the side, because you will positively index off of that as well if you cut it accurately. The other thing is, after every operation, I need to pull this out, twist, and put it back. I have a feeling that's actually going to be a pain in the butt with the sides. It's going to force me to fully remove my clamps. So I might actually remove that riser anyways. A couple things to note also. What you're about to see, I'm obviously using the CNC machine, but nothing would stop you from making this holder, or heck, even not using a holder, and just indexing into the table of your drill press with the bottom and just marking out your holes really perfectly and drilling all these things by hand. The M-lock slots might be difficult doing it by hand, but what I would suggest there is perfect one set of M-lock slots, and then actually if you've got a pin router, what you could do is you could actually set the template for those M-lock slots on the bottom here and use a pin router to route those. Or if you really had to, you could set the, if you got a really small diameter template bit, like a 1/4 of an inch one, maybe. I forget exactly how wide the M-lock slots are. But you might be able to get away with actually putting a template on the bottom and running a bearing and routing blindly underneath. So it's going to be more difficult without a CNC to do that, but I think it might be feasible. But for sure, you would be able to drill those holes for the location pins, for the screws to attach to the barrel nut. So this is doable mostly without a CNC as well. Before we do a test cut, let's actually talk about what we're going to be using to cut them. These say that they are 3mm cutters, but they are actually an 1/8 of an inch. They're Hawsley. I just got them off Amazon. They're about $1 a pop. Correction, these are actually 3mm cutting diameter. It's the shank that I measured with my calipers that was a perfect 1/8 of an inch. This would explain why when I was done cutting, the M-lock nuts didn't fit in my M-lock slots and I was out of spec, and I ended up having to actually recut all of my cuts here. So if you do buy these, they are indeed 3mm at the cutting diameter. So yeah, they're disposables. They are a burr-style PCB bit with a titanium nitride coating. They were recommended specifically for carbon fiber cutting, but it is said that they will wear out pretty decently quick, so maybe 1-2 handguards per bit, but that's plenty. The other thing to keep in mind is I have never cut carbon fiber on a CNC or any router, for that matter of fact, so we are going to do a test. I've got a kind of slanted cut in the front here, so this is all going to be waste because this is my top. So I'm going to do a test pilot hole here using the bit. One source I had was using a chip load of about 0.003. And then when I looked at the Onsrud catalog, their burr bits, when you were cutting carbon fiber, they were recommending a chip load of 0.001 to 0.003. So the YouTuber I was watching was really pushing at the top of the limits. I'm going to go in the middle of that. It's interesting, when you read the ONSRUD paperwork, since this is a burr, you kind of got to go, okay, well, how many flutes is that for my chip load calculation? Apparently burrs, you just consider a single flute. Weird, but what that means is it recommends 10 to 12,000 RPMs. I'm going to run at 12,000 RPMs then. So if we do our calculations, that comes out to 24 inches per minute. So that's what I'm going to use. We're going to give it a run. The other thing is, this is nasty stuff. I'm going to wear a respirator while it's on. I'm not going to put my dust collection boot on. I usually don't when I'm milling stuff so that y'all can see what's going on, but here I'm actually not, because I'm going to run hand dust collection on this for now. And I'm going to put a special HEPA rated filter into my shop vac just to be extra safe. That actually looks fantastic. I'm just gonna use that chip load. So we've got our M-lock slots, a little cleanup necessary, that's fine. We've got our attachment holes, and then these lines are just to tell me a general guide of where I want to sand the shape of that front, just so I'm not completely freehanding it. Once again, I'm working outside due to this carbon fiber. I just used the same Dremel cutoff wheel technique that we used to cut our chunk off of our long stick of carbon fiber to rough out my end. And then I'm going to be using this spindle sander to just shape it to perfection. And the lines that we cut are my guide. It's important to note that if you buy a 72-inch piece, only 2 ends are perfectly square. So you're going to get more than 2 handguards out of that. So by definition, we need to find a way to square up ends of the other pieces that come off the middle of that 72 inches. What I plan to do is I plan to make almost like a sled to hold the carbon fiber that registers off the edges of the table and almost works like a miter gauge, so you can kind of just move it across the spindle and perfectly sure up an end. And that's how I'm going to do the additional ones. I also went ahead and used some 220, 320, and then 400 grit sandpaper to sand up the end so that it just wasn't so rough off the spindle sander. Makes it a little bit more uniform, but you can see the layers of the carbon fiber, so it flashes a little differently no matter what you do. And I do still need to clean up these windows. I'll just stick some sandpaper onto a stick and just chamfer the inside edges that way. But yeah, top rail on, M-locks work, we're good to go.